Alright, there's one of the best thrift store things. That was a gazebo screen that my aunt was able to sew for me, and it cost me a total of $8. It's awesome. I suggest if you can't find one at a thrift store, something like this is great for your RV. If you look up here, it's just Velcro, and all the Velcro was on it, and the Velcro was already on the RV. So this makes life much, much better. Because Class B doesn't get a lot of airflow, and that helps a lot. Thrift stores. Oh, here's another thing. That's the grill. This is a plastic elastic top thing that serves as the bag for the grill, so I don't spread grease and stuff all over the RV. The bags for these grills are really expensive. This was probably 50 cents. Alright, under here, here's that's new. That's a mesh bag that I'm going to use for firewood. And honestly, a lot of things get moved around and changed around. It's a fluid situation. So there's the grill inside that thrift store bag to keep all the grill grease inside it. Sometimes it does travel down inside here under the trap door. It'll fit down in my basement. But one thing I wanted to add, when it comes to grills, grills are really important. You should have a grill. But if you have a great big Class A, you don't have to worry about this. But if you have smaller RVs, you have to find a grill that will fit. The other thing I love about my grill is it just barely fits underneath the bed, which is cool. So if I'm going away, there are times that I go ahead and I stick this inside the RV so nobody will snag it at a campground. And I wanted to say something first. I get called the bag man, and I make fun of myself. I laugh at myself all the time. You should always be able to laugh at yourself. It's important. But I go to the thrift store, I end up buying lots of bags and stuff. And I don't know if I can explain it well enough to somebody who's never been in a Class B. First point is, I'm not a minimalist, so I have a lot of junk. And this RV can hold a lot of stuff for Class Bs. It has awesome storage. But with that comes a problem. Because almost any time you want to get to something, you have to move something else to get to something. So it has a lot of storage, but all the areas are tight, and you're forever moving things. So I end up with a lot of bags. Because my idea is to make things easier to move and find and get to, the bags help. And containers help me because if you lose something small in a place like this, it's almost impossible to find it again. And if you travel with pets, when they find small things laying around, they do God knows what with it. So that's why the bags. And now we'll get to looking at some junk. All right, we're going to start with one of my favorite thrift store things. Those are those shoe holders. There's 4 or 5 rows on a normal one that you would hang over a door. I cut them all down, and I just use clips over the top. And these ones are clear so I can see what's in them. And I have them there. I have them above in the kitchen area. I have one in the bathroom that I use to be able to get to stuff. And I have another one that a lot of times I'll put above the driver's section when I'm staying in a place for a while. But these things make getting to stuff so much better, so much easier. So this is one of my favorite things. Another one of my favorite things is I'm in between trips, so this has nothing to do with thrift store stuff, but these are my clothes, and I use the Save the Planet bags to move stuff around. It makes it a lot easier to pack your clothes away. You put all your like stuff together if you want, all your brown shirts or whatever color clothes if you want to color coordinate them, or just t-shirts, shorts, jeans, that kind of thing. It makes life a lot easier because my first couple trips I packed everything up in there and said, well, I don't want the shirt on top. And after 2 days it was just a total mess. This way you take a bag out, you pick the shirt you want, you put the bag back in, and you're good. So that's one of my more favoriteest things. There's a new thrift store find, the Brita thing that I got super cheap. That's probably where I'm going to keep it because I don't use my propane stove very much. And when I drive, I'll either empty the water out, pour it back into a bottle, or maybe you leave it in there and probably drive with it on the passenger seat. All right, next. This is a 12-volt Coleman cooler. And not only did I get the cooler, I got the little adapter thing that takes 12 volt to 110. So there have been multiple times that this thing has run non-stop for over 2 weeks till all the food was gone out of it. I got it at the thrift store for 15 bucks and I've had it 2 years. Knock on wood, no problems whatsoever. These are 100 bucks at the regular store. So that's one of my more favoritist. Here's another weird one. This is my cell phone case. It's an OtterBox. See, OtterBox. 50 cents maybe at the thrift store because I have like an old Galaxy S4 I'm holding on to as long as I can. Okay, these are also things that I really like. These are, I think they go to cribs. They're mattress liners, you know, for crib mattress liner, but they fit perfectly over a seat, as you can see here. I have 4 or 5 of these, and because of the pets, or not wanting accidents, I use these a lot. I also use them over the bed. So it's one of the things I do to protect myself from possible cat problems. Oh, there. See, this is this is going to be my outside mat from the thrift store, the last trip. I got 4 of them, so I'll store that there until it gets dirty and I'll have to put it someplace else. Let's see what else I got. There's another one of those little bags I got. This one's zippers, so you can close it. It's got a zipper on the back, so you open it and it goes flat. Great for storage. Great for moving things around. You're always moving things around, at least I am. Alright, we're just going to go through. This is the above kitchen. Some of these I bought, and some of these are thrift store. I put them that way so that they protect things from falling out. Here's more of those little pouches that I'm always on about, but I've marked them like this one is stuff I normally put on chicken, and here's one I normally put for pork, and basically beef, and then, you know, I'm a big fan of the London broil, so I do that. Lots of little tubs, lots of little things, like if I'm gonna go out and cook, I just, boom, I know what I'm cooking, I grab that, and almost everything I want is in there. Thrift store, thrift store, thrift store. And this is a great way to protect things when they move and you open it up after driving, and they won't come down and hit you. For the microwave, yeah, these are all thrift store things. I got that steamer for vegetables at the thrift store. This is the biggest bowl I take along with me. It's collapsible. And a measuring cup, gotta have measuring cups. I got a couple of them. In here, it's one of those bag things. I'm between trips, so things are out and about. And inside this bag thing, there's already a bunch of extra shoes. So as I've said in the past, most things gotta have more than one purpose. So that might be my backpack when I wanna go on a hike. But in between, there'll be stuff stored in it, and you'll move things from this or there. You just got to do a lot of that in a smaller space. This was thrift store. This is my secondary, my backup little screen tent for the cats. It was cheap. And as we see up here, this is my above storage. This is something I'm gonna replace. But in here, that was a thrift store. That's a heater, an electric heater. There's another little mini electric heater. This, oh yeah, that was a thrift store. That's a laundry bag. And a lot of these things are next to nothing. There's a fan. That was a thrift store fan. But this bag's got to come out. Okay, I'm going to replace this. This is the one I got at a thrift store. And on a recent video, I told you how to replace it because that's still good. But this side ripped. I got 6 months out of it. So that's a good deal. This was also a thrift store. I showed the screen that goes on my big double doors. I found these. They go to some kind of shelf thing and they're soft. I use these on my front windows, on driver's side and passenger side windows. I could put those through the door, and then magnets on the outside of the RV and open my windows for ventilation. But we're going to take this junk out of here because this is going to get thrown away. Okay, that's ripped there. It gave me a good 6 months, so I'm not complaining about that. Probably 50 cents that I spent. And I got these. They're ugly. I think they're supposed to be like little Easter baskets or something like that. And then we'll use these for storage. And see, as you're in this small space, I'm going back to, you got to move things around a lot. So having these little things that you can move it here and move it there really does make your life easier, especially if you're not a minimalist. I am not. All right, that's my main seating area where I sit most of the time. Again, this was a car cover from the thrift store for next to nothing. There's a couple cushions in there. And this is one of my next favorite things. This, my aunt got it for $1 at a thrift store. It's pretty cool. I think this whole entertainment center, whatever you want to call it, the most expensive thing would be the Velcro. I have, underneath it, I have heavy grade Velcro because my mechanicals are under there and I didn't want to permanently mount this, so I can pull that off, and then if I need to get anything under there, the mechanical type stuff, water pump or something like that, I can get to it. But this this rolls out and it doubles as my eating surface. If I'm eating inside, this is where I eat. And my laptop's here when I'm messing with the laptop, and then DVD player and DirecTV boxes out here, and my TV. I wanted it to be tall enough without hitting that, and I just used some PVC pipe and these little connectors on both sides of an old computer top desk. You know, one of those old cheap glass ones. I repurposed that, and yeah, this cost me next to nothing, and it's pretty awesome. So that's Thrift Story. And that back corner, that's my new laptop bag, and that usually stays. I usually have something in that back corner of the bed. Doesn't get in the way there most times. If I need to move it, I move it. And, you know, you're storing stuff under here, like the cat stuff. I'll have like one bag that's all the cat's food, bowls, dishes, all that kind of crap will be in one bag, and I slide it under there. And if I need to use the bag for something else, I empty the things out and use the bag. Here's something I just did. I don't know if you can see these. These are like bread ties, and the power cord, I wrote TV on one, DVD on the other one. You could also use like painter's tape, but sometimes if you're trying to know which cord to plug and unplug, that could be helpful. Just bread ties. So this is the under the sink. This is where I store my pots and pans and cooking stuff and some food. My Copper Chef pans are in there. That was Thrift Store. That's my New Wave Mini, my second New Wave Mini. This was Thrift Store. Just a container. That was Thrift Store. That purple container, like a bento box. The Coriel plates, my dinner plates. I don't like paper plates. Those were Thrift Store. And a new stainless steel frying pan I got wrapped up. That goes in there. All right, there's another Thrift Store thing. That was from a thrift store, and instead of pulling out all my carpet to try to keep it clean and trying to put panel down, I just put that. I used some clips there and then taped it along the pan, and it works great to protect the carpet there. Let's try the next thing I've been thinking about. Okay, up to this point, sriracha sauce. Up to this point, I've been pretty lucky that I cook here a lot, and I haven't ruined these, but I've been fortunate. And a lot of people have said, you're going to mess everything up. So I had an idea in the last thrift store thing. I found some blinds, and we're going to see if this idea works at all. I just put a clip there to hold it, clip there to hold it, and a little clip there to hold it. And the bottom of the blinds had a little weight on the bottom. And there we go. It's hard to tell, but before I cook, I can just put this up, and then I got it way long. I can decide if I want it to come onto the counter here. You know, I can change my mind, or this might not work. I might not like it, but it'll protect the cloth from getting messed up, and then I can just wipe this down, and then let's see how quick it is. Just clip, 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 pull that out, lay it down, wipe it down, and then I take it down and just fold it in half. Roll it up. So I fold it in half. Anything I might have missed will be on the inside. And I just stick it and I can just stick it right there, and boom, my protection is in place. That might work. We'll see how it goes. I might not like it. And I have 2 other of them left. I could cover windows back here if I wanted to. I cut a piece to fit the top of the cooler because the cats use that as their launching pad to get up to the dash. And what happens is litter can get inside those the hinges, and it gets kind of nasty. So I can just I can use that to keep that from happening. We'll see how that works. Everything's just trial and error in an RV. So there we go. That's some thrift store stuff, and as I said it a long time ago, I'm in between trips. There's stuff that's not in here. There's lots of things that you can find at a thrift store that you find it cheap, and then you see if it works for you. If it doesn't work, you didn't waste a lot of money. You can either return it, sell it, or throw it away. You know, when you're in a small space and you're not a minimalist like me, little things like I've shown today can help you out. Oh, and if I wanted to, I could put a whole other string of these on the other side, but I don't need them. But I do like these, and I don't take them down. They stay in place while I'm driving. Even the ones over the kitchen area stay in place. Well, that's one of the major thrift store deals. That is a $13 bike. Well, it's actually $12.50 because it was half off of $25. But I call it 13 because I had to buy a sheet in order to put it in my convertible to get it home without messing the convertible up. So that $13 thrift store bike, it's got about 600, maybe 700 miles on it over this summer in the UP. Great deals are had at the thrift store. So I hope this little video showed how a thrift store can help in your RV life. Have a great and wonderful day.